Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast, presents episode 617, Show the BR Some Love, recorded live on February 22nd, 2018. Hello everyone, welcome to Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. I am your host, Duststorm.
And I'm your co-host, Godzilla T.
Welcome back for another fine-filled episode that we have another community update for. Yay!
Yay! Community update news.
We're not doing the book this week. Like I said, we're going to do it next week because I haven't finished the book yet. And I didn't tell GT that we were doing it this week, so next week.
Big surprise. Dust didn't finish the book.
Hey, at least I'm working on it. I'm doing a lot better than I did last year.
Well, we'll see if we get to where we get by December this year. And then we'll determine if it is better or worse than last year.
Yeah. Pins, we are doing Legacy of Onyx. Not the absolute latest one that came out, but the one before that, I think.
No, Legacy of Onyx is the latest one.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, there's one that's due to release here shortly, though.
Well, I've got plenty of backlog as I look back at the books. We have Retribution that we haven't done. Hunters in the Dark we haven't done. Broken Circle we haven't done. There's still a few of the Karen Travis and Great Bear ones we haven't done. We haven't done Fractures. Tales from Slipspace. There's still some Evolutions ones. There's a lot that we haven't done yet. Yes, Penn's Halsey's Journal. We're probably not going to get to that this year. Or if we do, it's going to be late in the year.
Maybe.
That one's a pain. That one is a royal pain.
I need to read it for the first time, and I'm sure Dust needs to read it a couple more times.
I've only read it once. And after about probably a quarter way through, I started forgetting things. And it's just like, this is too much to handle in one sitting. So I need to dissect it in chunks and probably take notes at some point too. Because just reading it straight on, and it jumps around because it's time frames, and then there's years between different sections of the journal. And then you go find the quote-unquote missing pages from when they posted on Waypoint, get those stored locally so I can fill in the gaps there. Needless to say, there's a lot that it takes to get through Halsey's Journal. And we'll get to that later.
Yeah, the next book is Bad Blood, coming in June.
Gotcha. The sequel to New Blood. I wonder if that's going to pick up before Halo 5 or after Halo 5 following Buck.
I don't know. But that is actually kind of an interesting question.
Laird says before. We definitely need to get a few people on when we do Halsey's Journal. There's also the Halo completionist, or the Halo conversation list too, which I want to get on.
Maybe they'd be a good one to do Halsey's Journal with.
Possibly. I don't know if they've done Halsey's Journal on their podcast yet.
Well, they may not.
They're cracking them out weekly now. I'm kind of wondering if they're going to eventually run out of content to discuss at some point.
Oh, I'm sure they'll run out.
They've been going through a lot. They're already up to... Oh, their last one was Nightfall. They've done Shadow of Intent. They did Last Light. So I guess... What was Shadow of Intent? Was that one of the comics?
No.
Shadow of Intent.
It was one of the short stories.
Okay. So I guess the latest book that they've done is Last Light. At least from the current set of books. Because they have Hunters in the Dark and Last Light. Yeah, that looks like it's it. I don't see Halsey's Journal in their feed at the moment. You do have Escalation, Initiation, Spartan Ops, Halo 4 Terminals. So it doesn't look like they've done Halsey's Journal yet. So that could be something to do with them. Do a cross-show type of thing. Definitely recommend you guys go check them out, especially if you want a refresher on the lore stuff. I've been actually learning some stuff just by listening through some of the podcasts. Some of the details in the books that I just completely missed on my first go around.
Yeah, that's why I enjoy going through them multiple times. Because it seems like every time I go through it, I catch something new.
Yep, and I just need to do that too. Well, we got some HCS Halo World Championship news to talk about. This past weekend was the Orlando Open LAN. So this was open to anyone who registered and wanted to go compete for a possible entry into getting to the grand finals. There are also 12 teams invited, as we discussed last week. And the outcome for this weekend, Splyce took home the gold for Orlando. So the Green Wall made it to the finals. It was Splyce versus Optic Gaming. And Splyce actually defeated Optic Gaming in the first series, 4-2. So for those that aren't familiar with the MLG series, it's usually one series. If you're coming up from the losers bracket, you have one series to play to kind of even out. Like if the teams have played each other before, then the losing team has to make it basically make it out of the losers bracket to be on equal standing. So that loser bracket coming into the grand finals has to actually win one set and then win another set to actually secure the win.
Well, for a team to be knocked out, they have to lose twice.
Right. MLG does that slightly differently than ESL did, because for ESL, it's like if just both the teams got to the grand finals, it was just one series. I don't think it was ever 2 series for ESL. But MLG, they follow that all the way through, even to the grand finals. You have to lose.
No, they did 2 series.
ESL did?
Yeah. Remember? They had that, I can't think of the team. Came up from the losers bracket and beat the other one 2 sets in a row.
Okay. For some reason, I thought the ESL format was different for some reason.
No.
Maybe I'm confusing it with something else.
No, it's they basically use just pretty much a standard double elimination bracket where for a team to be knocked out, they have to lose twice.
Okay.
That's how you get the losers bracket.
I must be confusing it with something else then. I thought the formats were different for some reason. I guess not. My bad, people.
It may have been different in the past, but with the HCS, it's always been 2 losses and you're out.
So, Splyce took over for the gold on Orlando. We'll see what happens during the U.S. finals, which takes place on March 23rd through 25th, the weekend I get married. Yay! So obviously I won't be there. And then the grand finals being April 13th through the 15th. Pretty sure both teams are going to be there for the finals. Well, the Green Wall has withstood the past 2 world championships. They've won both times. They were CLG last time, or back in 2016. Same team, Optic Gaming, for 2017. They're slated to be the champions kind of going into 2018. They have the track record. They have the talent and the mentality to take it all the way to the grand finals for Worlds. We'll just have to see what happens. But we have the London finals for the UK on the European arena. So that is going to be taking place this weekend, hosted by Gfinity. All the action is over on Halo's MLG, Twitter, Twitch, and Mixer and YouTube live streams. So if you have the chance, make sure you check out the streams this weekend. There's the MLG HCS and Mixer HCS streams, which are basically the Bravo stream. This is something that they've kind of reintroduced into the MLG side of things. That happened this past weekend. Probably not going to be doing the same thing for London. They might. I don't know if there's going to be a B stage for any of the international finals. I have a feeling they'll probably bring it back for the North American finals, since North American's on MLG. Just keep a lookout to see if they have that second stream, because that's something that is usually pretty nice to watch if you're not into the commentary that the casters have, or if there's a break in the main stream and you want to keep on watching Halo action, there's that second stream to keep you going. That's something that I've actually missed from MLG. They would have that second stream for the B stage. They actually had that for Worlds in 2016 when it was in downtown LA. They actually had the B stream, but last year they did not have a B stream because it was all just done on one stage. I like seeing the Bravo stream back, and they actually have people doing the spectator view on those streams. So it's just a constant flowing. And one of the nice things too was in the mainstream, they would jump into the Bravo stream and have some of that be broadcasted on the main streams while the teams on the primary stage, on the alpha stage, were actually rotating in. So that was cool to see. Production this weekend, I don't know. I didn't get to watch too much of it, unfortunately. I caught the very beginning on Friday and I caught the very end on Sunday. And just from what I saw in those two sections, the production quality was great, minus some audio issues matching up with the right video stream at the beginning of the day on Friday. But other than that, really enjoyed the production quality, really liked the stage that they had up there, the caster booth that they had. The music that was back there was, I think, a lot more appropriate for the Halo esports scene than some of the stuff that ESL did, with kind of that techno music that ESL would do. I like the MLG music and the layout that they had at Orlando a lot better than ESL.
Well, I hope everybody's enjoying their productions.
MLG's been pretty well known for their production. And granted, ESL has some great productions too. I think they excel at the CSGO because I think they're still the primary partner for CSGO. And they sell out hundreds of thousands of tickets over in Europe for the CSGO competitive worldwide scene. But they just never got it nailed down for Halo, I think. They kept it going, which is great, but MLG has that flair that has been matched up with Halo from its legacy days of Halo. And they just did a really good job, I think, in presentation for the Orlando Open. So I'm really interested to see what they do with the North American finals and then what's going to be happening at the grand finals in Seattle. Talking about grand finals, they actually put the tickets on sale today. So as of February 22nd, tickets have been put on sale for the grand finals, which is at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. You can head on over to, I think, halo.gg to actually get tickets. Double checking right now. But there are regular spectator tickets available and VIP tickets as well. Trying to find the prices on those. Looks like there is your base price ticket as $31. Yeah, $31.50 for general admission, and VIP general admission is $141.50.
Oh, so they only want one arm.
One arm and maybe a couple toes. But yeah, this takes place from the 13th to the 15th of April. The event opens at 11 a.m. on April, and there's no day-only tickets. There is only the weekend tickets. That may be subject to change, but right now it's just one ticket that covers all 3 days. It's a little bit different than MLG's done in the past, but kind of following in line with what we've seen with past Halo World Championships. Haas actually bought a VIP ticket. I know he's not in the chat right now, but he did tweet that he got the VIP ticket. I'm waiting for the media information. I actually DM'd Tashi on Twitter, and he said there's still a little bit of information and stuff that needs to be worked out as far as press goes. But once he has more information, he'll let me know. So looking to get that press credentials for Halo Worlds for sure. Already got my plane tickets booked. Haas has been kind enough to let me stay at his place for the duration of the weekend, and I did get the blessings from who will be at that time, my wife, to go.
Well, that's good.
Everything is cleared for that.
Sound like she's getting you broke in pretty good.
I know where the boundaries lie, and I know where things need to be included, so we're good there. We're all good there. So yeah, go to halo.gg and you'll find the link to the event tickets up on the top of the page. And again, $31.50 for general admission and $141.50 for VIP tickets. So that's all the HCS news for now. we'll obviously talk about the London finals, the European finals this next week afterwards. Lots of potential there, as we saw one of the European teams last year actually make it into the top 8. So there's potential for them to kind of make a little bit more way up. I would like to see an international team make top 4. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would. I'd like to see these non-American teams really push the American teams and get in their face and, make sure that they stay on top of their game.
I think the best 2 areas to take over U.S. teams would be European teams and maybe Mexico. Because at least Mexico, you can kind of get into the U.S. Azure cloud services because you're kind of close enough. And there's a little less lag between those boundaries than there is from the European side. But I think those are probably going to be 2 of the best regions to take over some of these U.S. teams. And I think it's going to be a long time before we ever see a North American team taken over by a European team or a Latin American team or Australian team or any of the other regions that may be included in the future. But it would be just nice to see some of these teams get the talent enough to compete at a championship level in that top 4 tier, even to the grand finals, like top 2. If we saw an international team at the grand finals, that would be just thrilling to me. Granted, I don't think it'll happen, at least not for a very long time, but I think it would be cool to see and cool to break that skill barrier that exists between oceans and countries.
Halo has been so competitive in the United States for so long that currently we're kind of dominant in the market. So it's going to take some time for the European teams, the Australian teams, the teams from Mexico to come up to the same level. But when it does happen, it'll be really exciting. Then I think it'll be a lot more entertaining to literally watch a world championship battle. Not just the top 2 American teams every year.
Pretty much. One day, hopefully. One day. So it wouldn't be Halo 5 if there was not weapon tuning. That's right. There is more weapon tuning on the way. Looking for more community feedback and more tweaks coming down to a few of our favorite weapons in Halo 5. Top one of which being the battle rifle. Poor battle rifle.
I have to admit, I've been working on just, getting my rank up. So I've been playing a lot of Warzone Assault just because I've got oodles of XP boosts for Warzone and none for regular Halo. And I tell you what, I don't even pull BRs anymore.
Really?
I run the pistols until I hit rec level 4, and then I'll pull the Halo 2 BR.
Okay.
But it just, I don't know, something with the BRs just makes it where I can't hit crap.
Well, thinking of which, that actually reminds me too. I actually have been doing Halo 2 BRs in Warzone 2. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. There's just something satisfying about the Halo 2 BRs. But even in arena play, still picking up a BR is kind of common. But you're right.
Yeah, no, not really, because whenever I play arena, I'll use the pistol over a BR.
Really?
The pistol's got better accuracy at range. And it still has a longer red reticle range than the BR.
I guess I just rely on the 3-shot burst a little too much to finish off kills. Because my aim is not the greatest.
Well, mine's not the greatest either, but I do better with the pistol than I do the BR. Because between the stickiness of the reticle and the spread they've got on the bullets...
Well, the bullets don't spread now on the BR.
Well, okay.
It's just the recoil.
the way the gun fires, it just, I don't know. It's, especially once you get a little bit of range on it, it's crap. I'm not saying like shooting cross map. Well, not like a Warzone map, but shooting from, like Eden to Catwalk, or on Eden from outside to Catwalk. That's not that far.
It's a decent amount. Sure, not that far, but it's a decent amount.
It's well within the BR's range.
But I think that's where they were trying to differentiate the BR from the DMR.
Well, now, if I was shooting diagonally across the map, sure. If I was shooting from blue base to red base, yeah, okay, fine.
Fair enough.
That's only halfway across the width of the map.
Yeah, that's true.
That's well within the DMR's range. And at that range, the pistol is still better. I don't know. But anyway, I haven't been pulling BRs. I've just been using my pistol. And the funny thing is, I've been doing better.
Interesting.
Played a game, I went 15-3.
Very nice. That's pretty good.
And then the next game, I went 0-20.
Wow.
Of course, everybody on the other team had the Helios armor, or not Helios, the Achilles armor.
The Achilles helmet and chest plate. So that's fun. At least you have something that works. I think I still would stick with the BR if I saw it on the map. I have to pay more attention to that next time I pick it up. Along with the BR, the carbine is getting updated. They are decreasing the spread and the hip fire. DMR is getting updated as well, increasing the red reticle range from hip fire to increase the stickiness for a closer target. Storm rifle is getting a decreased effectiveness in aim assist. It's spreading out the time it takes for the weapon to actually become overheated. Battery is consumed a lot more quickly per shot as well. And the root plasma pistol has the base damage decreased and a decrease in the spread from hip fire. So a few more tweaks. Battle rifle, carbine, and DMR, those three will never catch a break, it seems.
Probably not.
They need to come with a solution in Halo 6 that solidifies what the BR and the DMR's capabilities are without all this tweaking back and forth. I know there's always going to be tweaks.
The way I look at it, the DMR should be for your long range, but not sniper range. Your BR should be between the pistol and the DMR. The assault rifle should be...
I don't think that range has been found yet, though.
Yeah. The assault rifle should be between pistol and shotgun.
Sure.
The SMG should be between assault rifle and shotgun, just because of its sheer rate of fire. And then you have the shotgun. And, the rocket launcher, all you should have to do is get it close.
Yeah. Hopefully they find something that works better in Halo 6, that they don't have to keep changing constantly. Because it's just ridiculous right now. It's a little too much.
a lot has to do with what they do with shield strength and player health in Halo 6. The storm rifle and the brute plasma pistol have been way too good at their jobs.
Well, yeah, and they continue to keep nerfing it little by little, so that's obviously being worked on.
The intent for the brute plasma pistol or plasma rifle was to take the place of an overcharged plasma pistol, to strip the shields and then switch to a pistol, DMR, BR, assault rifle to get the kill. It's actually it really is just intended to strip shields quickly. The storm rifle, honestly, I really think it needs to be treated more like an SMG.
Both are pretty
high
effective
fire rate,
currently.
Low accuracy, and short range. Because the one thing I've seen with that storm rifle is I've seen people just go on a tear with it, and not at real close range. We're talking probably between what assault rifle and pistol range should be.
Yeah, I love that SMG for that reason. It's great.
The SMG, I can understand bullet spread because it's a short-barreled weapon that you can't brace against your shoulder. So you have to hold it with both hands to fire it. Well, normal people do. Spartans are another thing, but
right.
It should be that one should have bullet spreads because it should be wild to hold on to. The assault rifle being a longer barrel, shorter or slower rate of fire
should be more accurate.
Should be more accurate at a further distance than the SMG.
Yeah, it's just that sheer bullet spread. Or not bullet spread, the fire rate on the SMG that just makes it so lethal.
The problem with Covenant weapons is they have fewer iterations of weapons for the Covenant weapons. And they're trying to get those weapons to cover a wider range of roles. Like the carbine, they're trying to get the carbine to cover the DMR role and the battle rifle role. But make it its own thing in there somewhere.
Well, and we've mentioned this on the podcast too before. There's just a lot of weapons in the sandbox, and it's hard to see how you can get everything fit in with its own unique role. I mean, there's not really much room for any new or additional weapons in Halo anymore. It's kind of out there.
I don't mind the assortment of weapons because each weapon works to somebody's playstyle differently.
Mm-hmm.
For normal people. Pros, that's a whole different world. For normal people, each weapon, some people are good with a carbine, but they suck with a DMR. Why? They both fire one round at a time, but the carbine fires much faster. I understand why 343 wants to kind of define a role for everything, but then they also are trying to make the weapons cover other roles too, so that maybe they'll be a better pick for someone out there. Yeah, it's a hell of a balancing match that they've gotten themselves into.
It's quite the undertaking.
But I think if they would focus on weapon range, it would help define the weapons more clearly. And they're going to have some duplications. There's no way you can have this many weapons in the sandbox and not have duplications.
I think that's probably one of their big problems.
Even in original Halo, there were duplications in the weapon format. The carbine, it always filled that role of the assault rifle and the battle rifle. It was good up close like an assault rifle, but it had range where you could reach out and touch someone. It wasn't like DMR range, but you could still reach out there and get kills.
All you can do is keep tweaking it right now, though. There's not much that can be done. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the weapons in Halo 6. And Bobby was mentioning a little bit earlier just some of the dynamics of the maps and weapon behaviors with certain open areas and closed areas possibly being a part of some of the tweaking. That might just be something, depending on what the sandbox looks like for Halo 6. They'll have to come up with how effective they want certain weapons, and they just need to come out of the gate without having to make all these changes later down the road of what the BR's role is, what the DMR's role is, if they have all those weapons in there, or what.
No, there'll be weapon tuning in Halo 6. I guarantee it.
Oh, I know there will be.
They won't get it right. Well, they won't. The community won't say they've got it right out of the box. Honestly, before they started all this weapon tuning stuff, the only thing I really had a problem with was the storm rifle and the SMG. Well, the only complaint I might have with the battle rifle is its range was just a little too long. That is about the only thing I could probably say about the battle rifle. But it was better than the pistol. But the pistol was good enough it could still keep up with the DM or with the BR. It wasn't quite as good as the DMR in range shots, but it could still keep up with the DMR, and the DMR could still keep up with the battle rifle at a closer range. But, the person with a BR had probably a slight advantage because they get those extra 2 rounds. And, that's 2 more rounds to either knock you out of quick scope or cause flinch.
Or they get that last headshot of a shield break. They're messing with the sandbox a lot right now, so they have plenty of data to try to make it right out of the gate in Halo 6. I don't see much they can change with the weapon-specific changes in Halo 6. After everything that they've done in Halo 5, I have a feeling a lot of the similar weapons and mechanics therein are going to be the same in Halo 6. I don't see that changing that much. With all the tweaks that they're doing now, they should be getting plenty of data. And to me, Halo 5 is kind of 343's first game where they're able to build the sandbox from the ground up and make it their own. Halo 4, they were still working off a legacy code. It was still something that they were trying to
It was a reskin version of Halo 3.
Yeah, every version of Halo was a reskin of the previous one up to Halo 4. And Halo 5 was the first time they really ripped out the guts. And there was
didn't they redesign the engine for Halo 3?
They redesigned a fair chunk of it, but there were still Halo 2 parts within Halo 3. Like everything since Halo 1 pulled from the last game in some way. They obviously gutted some things and put some new things in its place, but to my understanding, up through Halo 4, everything was kind of constructed off of the base game of Halo and then kind of swapped in and added upon. Halo 5 was the first time they really just kind of ripped everything out, kind of kept some of the general backlying concepts in mind, and then added things back together. That's my understanding of it, at least.
Yeah, well, I don't keep up with, I know they did that. Halo 5 was an all-out redesign from the ground up, just brand new engine, whole shooting match.
And for me, and I've said this before, Halo 5 is the best playing experience I've had since Halo 2.
Yeah, I'll agree. For, actual...
From the mechanics and the multiplayer, best gameplay. Story-wise, but the mechanics of the game, Halo 5, has been the most fun I've had since Halo 2.
Well, see, for me, I'd put Reach between them. Don't get me wrong, Halo 2 was a lot of fun, but I enjoyed Halo Reach's multiplayer a lot better. Or a lot more than I did Halo 2's.
Yeah, fair point. I could not get
and
over
the only reason
gray.
is the mechanics of Reach fit my playstyle better.
Makes sense. The Bloom definitely took some getting used to.
But, the way, for me, the way I played already, the Bloom didn't affect me as much as it did a lot of other people. I was able to adapt to the, pacing my shots a lot easier than a lot of other people did.
Kind of had to.
Yeah, well, for the first, 2-3 weeks Reach was out, in multiplayer, I was actually doing really well. I was winning the majority of my engagements. I was on top of the world there for a while. And then everybody else started kind of figuring it out. And then, I went kind of back to where I was before. But I was still having fun because I wasn't being totally dominated like in Halo 2.
That's a nice feeling.
In Halo 2, I just never really could get the mechanics down good. I think Halo Reach was the first time my KD actually went positive. That's
nice. It's always a nice feeling. It's like, oh, I actually do know how to play this game that I love so much.
And I enjoyed Halo 4's multiplayer. Even with its problem, I still enjoyed Halo 4's multiplayer because it still kind of fit my playstyle. It was nice not being knocked out of Zoom. It was a nice twist to the game. But it's got its good sides and it's got its bad sides. If you're not being knocked out of Zoom, neither is the guy you're shooting at. Of all the Halo games, Halo 5 has been my most favorite multiplayer.
And I think that says a lot to what 343 has done. It's just getting the whole package together. They're getting there, just not there yet.
I mean, it's really odd that, I'm playing Warzone Assault, which originally I didn't like playing it that much, but now I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting my head around the game mode, and I'm having a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, I still get in those occasional games because I'm a guy searching by himself, where the other team is they've already maxed out all their commendations and they're just in there farming kills or whatever. The first thing they do is rush our spawn point. I had one game where they basically split up into 3 groups and they were just camping our spawns. There was nobody in the base. They were just camping our spawns.
That sucks.
Yeah, it is irritating as heck.
And I thought just regular Warzone had problems and it wasn't as bad as in Assault. I guess that's technically possible.
Yeah, it's possible. The nice thing about Assault is you don't really get a lot of those overpowered games. Don't get me wrong. I've lost several games in a row, but we've managed to at least capture 1 or 2 points. And it hasn't been this blowout where we can't even capture the first point and we're dying on spawn because we can't capture the point and get past rec level 2.
Yep. Weapon tuning, never ending. It's going to happen. Radar blips. There was a free play that was on February 15th through the 18th for basically getting don't have to have live to play games. So that was this past weekend. There's a Halo World Championship FFA playlist that got replaced and now is reflecting of they updated it, not replaced it, with the World Championship FFA settings. The 5th and final issue of Rise of Atriox was released last week. Halo Wars 2 balance update and the Halo 5 rotational playlist was changed to Shelly Snipers. And I have not played that playlist because I'm not a big fan of Shelly Snipers. I know there's quite a few people that are, but me personally, not so much. So I haven't played the Shelly Snipes yet.
Yeah, I probably won't either.
We'll leave those to the people that are more up for it. There is a new 343 spotlight, and this is actually someone who participated in the Ghost in the Shell Forge contest for last year's Halo World Championships. Randy Croson, who's now a multiplayer sustain designer, actually won the contest and then was given a job at 343.
Oh,
Talk about cool. A cool story. They have a little interview with him talking about the contest a little bit from last year, talking about his experience with the studio and just how everyone is so passionate about Halo, getting to use Forge, actually working at the studio to fix things that are broken with maps and other things that the map designers kind of leave out sometimes. Before the forging contest, he actually was part of the ROM hacking community. So there's a lot of gaming jobs that start from people modding games and then getting noticed by developers and being hired to actually do proper gaming development.
It's amazing how your illegal ventures can turn into a job.
They're not necessarily always illegal, maybe questionable, but not illegal under certain.
I'm sure he was only doing those ROMs for backup purposes.
There's been some recent developments with court cases on what you can and actually can't do with game cartridges, ROMs, discs, like games installed on PC and whatnot. It is definitely a bit of a gray area, but a lot of the time it is, as long as it doesn't hurt the greater community or hurt multiplayer gameplay, it's usually not sought after by developers, and it's not seen as...
Unless you're Nintendo.
Unless you're Nintendo.
Or Atari.
Oh, really? Atari's pretty sticky about it, too?
They have been in the past. Here lately, I haven't heard of them going after anybody, but...
Okay.
I mean, honestly, once the manufacturer stops producing the games and the consoles, I think they ought to be fair game.
Makes sense to me.
Especially, once production stops of new consoles,
that game should be open market,
and they stop official support for the stuff, then people still want to play the game. And most of these games people want to play, they're not being recreated for newer hardware.
Nope.
Some of them just flat won't play on newer hardware.
Prime example in the Halo community is Halo 2 Project Cartographer. Since a lot of the multiplayer services for Halo 2 and Vista don't exactly work on PC, the Project Cartographer has actually gone into the game and have made a couple of different changes in their own libraries that can be loaded in, and you can actually play multiplayer. That functionality has been restored, basically thanks to community effort. And 343 hasn't shut it down.
See, that's still, even though it's limited, Halo 2 is still kind of a supported game. Well, Halo 2 for PC.
Yeah, kind of, but not quite. It's in the weird...
Not quite. It's not like the original Super Mario Brothers. You call up Nintendo because you have a problem with a cartridge, they're going to say, what? You're screwed.
You didn't have game updates back in the days for cartridges. You were just stuck.
Like I said, once a manufacturer stops supporting the product, they should have no legal recourse for people that still want to play their product.
I think that makes sense. I mean, we'd have to see what the court of law says, but...
No, I'm not saying they can profit from it.
Right. But they're just looking to sustain a game and community that has been pulled off of being sustained by the developers. And we've seen that before. There's plenty of games that have been done that way. That's not uncommon. There are plenty of things in this week's community spotlight. First up is a Valentine's Day commission that was done by TD Spiral and requested by the Legendary 117 and Miss Legendary 117, or some people may know her as the person behind the Chicks Who Play Halo tags on social media. And I actually need to tell Sketch that the Legendary 117 is not spelled correctly because it's 177. Slight little typo there, but
just fat fingered a key.
It's a really, really nicely done, and it's TD Spiral. He's pretty well known for all of his commission work, so that is definitely something that you wouldn't guess twice of whether or not it would be good quality. But it is something worth checking out. I would definitely recommend looking at it in the update. There were a couple other little pieces of artwork. One is a walk under the woods under cover of night. So some people may recognize the Under Cover of Night from the Halo CE soundtrack. This is a really cool, looks like just your regular Marines on the Halo ring with a sunset sky, the ringlet in the background, but it's just silhouettes of the Marines. It's really cool.
It's a wicked looking piece of art.
Talk about some banner art that would work really well. There's someone who's made a etch of what they would call a Halo trophy that has the Halo logo on the top and a sniper rifle on there, which actually brings me up to something interesting that Kevin Hurd's been working on. He's been making these etched glass things and have little light pedestals that they sit on, and it's just kind of etched glass work. It's really cool. He's been posting it on all the Halo Collector social media. They are really cool, and he will cut just about anything. So if you want something Halo commission and glass work, definitely hit him up on social media. But there is lots of cool things that he's doing with it. And to me, it's 343 has an avenue of products that could definitely be ventured into here that I think is kind of a golden opportunity. So I know they've seen some of his work too, but it's really freaking cool. And Laird can attest to it. I don't know if he's still listening. He was in the chat earlier, but Kevin's been making some really cool things. He did a Master Chief helmet one. I forget if it was like a Halo 3 one or not. Did Cortana. the red and blue team symbols from Halo 5, and lots of other little Halo commissions just from kind of the greater Halo collector scene. And this one reminds me of that. It's really cool. Someone did a wood burn of some of the Halo logos as well. So there's the legendary difficulty symbol. There's the 7th column. There's the Spartan, traditional like Spartan helmet with the red feather on the top, but it's not red because it's wood burnt. Then there's the Reach icon, and then your normal Halo icon that kind of has the ring with the dot in the middle of it as well. It is a really cool wood burn. Not clean cut, but still really cool nonetheless. There's a Rise of Atriox piece of artwork up there. And then we get into some of the little clips and the hot shots. Halo hot shots was Valentine's Day theme, since that was, I guess they're still kind of wrapping up on some of those. The one that we retweeted out from Primordial made it in there again. So actually 2 of his posts made it in there. Way to go, Primordial. Keep it up the good work. There's some other good ones in here too that were not Valentine's theme related. There was one that kind of did a spin off of the Ghostbusters, but instead of ghost, there was Warthog. I thought that was kind of a cool play on it. Did you ever see the HMV Hells, the Halo music video Hells?
I can't say that I have, but
I'll have to send you some videos afterwards. But there's it's basically songs that usually have certain phrases that can be acted out by certain activities. And this actually stems from a thing in the anime world called anime music video hell. It's basically just taking anime clips and matching up to music that kind of describes what's going on. But this was done for Halo, and there was one in there where it was basically Ghostbusters going to the tune of people with sentinel beams shooting a Ghostbuster and basically busting the ghost, like destroying it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'll send you the video afterwards. Actually, I'll go ahead and find it while we're kind of wrapping through this, and I'll link everyone to it if they haven't seen it yet. Definitely recommend the first 2 because those I think are the best ones. He did do one for Halo 4. Don't think he did one for Halo 5. There was one for Reach, for Halo 2, maybe one for Halo 3. I don't remember. I have to double check. In addition to the Valentine's one, there are some other Halo Hotshot Twitter compilations that are up there as well. Lots of good ones outside of the Valentine's Day ones. Some of the Valentine's Day ones are your kind of typical line art or block art, but the other ones look really cool. There's a little video of Bravo with a needler. This is something Tashi put together and tweeted up on the 9th. And it's a little clip of Bravo basically holding a needler and then starting to shoot it. Then it cuts away to a Halo anniversary clip. Might even be just a Halo CE clip of basically Master Chief super combining either a grunt or an elite. And then Bravo, it flashes back to Bravo and he does the thumbs up, yeah, type of thing. That was kind of cool. There's a Skybox time lapses that was posted by a YouTuber channel by Noob Reaction. There's a Halo is for Everyone. Apparently it's a Starbomb parody. I've never heard of Starbomb. It was an interesting song. It was not something I would listen to over and over again, but I did take a listen to it. It was okay. And then, of course, Achievement Hunter did Battlegrounds a couple months ago, and 343 just posted their Battlegrounds video, the Unsorted Guys Battlegrounds, which we need to play it again at some point since they updated it. Once I actually get around to getting back into the game nights.
That will be good.
I will not be there this week. Hopefully next week, though. This week I am actually making dinner with my roommate since we only have 4 weeks left together. So we're going to be making dinner together, just chatting, catching up with each other's lives and all that stuff. But that wraps up the update.
Saying goodbye to 117.
Yes. Goodbye to 117. It's been good. 2 years of good times, and I move on to 7845, which has no semblance of Halo in it whatsoever.
I think you got a petition to have your address changed.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. It'd be cool, but I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. I guess.
I think you had a petition. You had a petition the city council to rename the street John 117 or Master Chief.
John Avenue, John Street, or something like that.
Or Johnson. There you go.
Johnson
Actually,
Boulevard.
that could be construed wrong, but anyway.
Maybe a little bit. But yeah, it's been 117's been good to me. There's a lot of good memories here. Lots of things to build on from the podcast perspective. Lots of things to come in the future too. I still have lots of stuff to give away. I actually still have stuff here that I plan to give away at some point. We have books to give away over the next week or so, since I guess I'll go ahead and announce it now. Next week, we'll be having our discussion on Legacy of Onyx. So if you guys want to read the book beforehand, this is your fair warning, and I'll make sure I get this podcast out no later than Saturday. So there's plenty of notice. We're going to do that book, and then we are skipping through the rest of March. And I know that the podcast will technically be March 1st, but we're basically skipping the month of March since that's when I'm getting married. And we'll be picking up another book probably either late April, maybe early May for our next book. Not sure what that one's going to be yet. We're at least doing Legacy of Onyx. We might do Smoke and Shadow. We may be doing something else. Not sure yet. We will let you know, though. But Legacy of Onyx. Either read it, or if you just want us to talk about it for you, then we will be just talking over it and what we like about it. I did find the HMV. Hell, I forget if the Ghostbusters one was in the first one or the second one. So I'm going to post the first one in the chat for now. The second one should be able to be easily found based off of that video. So everyone in the chat, go check it out. And no, Laird, we're not giving another Xbox One X away. I don't have that kind of money right now. If people bought a lot more stuff on Amazon using our affiliate link, maybe we would have a lot more to use in getting stuff given away to people. But for now, it's just going to be the stack that's currently back there in my closet. There's a lot of stuff back there. Lots of random Halo goodies. That's it for the stream tonight. Thanks everyone for checking us out. Make sure you check us out on our game nights, which are on Fridays, hosted by Godzilla T. Those are starting 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, over on Twitch and Mixer and YouTube. We have all three of those platforms streaming at the same time. We also have my legendary campaign run through with Bobby will be ending on Sunday, or at least the primary campaign. And this may actually be the last weekend where Bobby can co-stream. There's a possibility that he will not have as good quality internet next time we play together to co-stream. But we have 2 more missions in the main campaign story of Halo Wars 2 that we will be completing this coming Sunday. So make sure you check it out. 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. As long as that's okay with you, Bobby. I'm guessing it is. Let me know if it's not. We also have our our podcast group that we are part of is the podcast.com, which includes other gaming specific shows such as Critscast, Guardian Radio, The Learning Cliff, Work in Progress, How to Murder Time, and Podcast 76. You can find all those shows over at thepodcast.com. Make sure you check us out on all of our social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Mixer. We have Xbox Club, Xbox, our Spartan Company. If we have it, just search for Podtacular, and we have it. No MySpace before Pens brings it up. Actually, I'll be in your neck of the woods next week, Pens. I'll be in Pittsburgh next week for a day. We also have a little update for our Spartan Company. I didn't pull up the kill commendations yet. I guess I didn't get that far when I was clicking through. Getting there really quick. We have 10. I repeat, 10 More forget to pay the tolls before we get that one to level 5. That's kill the driver removing enemy vehicle while using a sniper rifle. We have 10 more of those. We are so close to getting that one done. Oh, so close.
And then we get to start all over on level 5.
Yay! I don't even want to know how far up we have to go. But
we got
to be
125
fair,
more ground pounds.
Yeah.
And then we will have completed that one.
That one will be completely complete. We also have 2 more that are still on the level 4. We have the Pain Train, which is a Soldier Bash. We still have another 297 of those. And then Sorry Mate, which is Kill Marines. And we have another 2,484 of those to go. So keep killing the Marines. Fortunately, it can only be done
a lot of Marines.
Yeah, it's a lot. But forget to pay the toll. Let's get this done by next week, can we? I think we can. Let's try to get this done by next week. The challenge out to the community: one kill with a sniper rifle this weekend. Let's try to get it done.
Out of a vehicle.
We got 98 people in our Spartan company. Granted, probably only 10 of them listen to the show, but forget to pay the toll. Let's get it up to level 5 this weekend, shall we? I think we can get it there. Let's get it there. I will even try to contribute to getting it there this week. So there you go. We do have 2 slots left. If anyone is interested in actually joining our Spartan company, Abolistics is our latest addition, and he's in the chat. So thank you, Abolistics, for joining our Spartan company. That is going to be a wrap for the show, I think. Remember, next week, Legacy of Onyx. Read the book. We'll be giving away some of the copies of the books if people do not have them, thanks to Gallery Books, who has offered to give away some. And more details about that on social media, so make sure you're checking out Facebook and Twitter and Instagram all weekend long, and we'll let you know the details on what we're doing to give away those books. And I am moving my hands a lot for some reason. I do not know why. You only see me at this desk for 3 more weeks, believe it or not. So there are only 3 more shows. So after episode 620, I will no longer be in this not so elegant scene. Whenever I move, I should have a lot better and clean setup for the podcast. 3 more times you'll see me in this space, and then next time it'll be different. And by that time, hopefully we'll have GT in this little screen setup as well. Cool little streaming things to come.
Yeah, hopefully there's a little warning because I need to do some cleanup.
You have 4 weeks.
Yeah, I got to figure out where I'm going to put this stuff.
I don't know if you remember the 24-hour stream that we did a couple years ago, but remember I had the 2 different Halo blankets hanging up? Just buy one of those and just stick it up behind you. Basically, hide the
problem is I need
curtain.
to keep the area behind me open because I have a fan back there. Because sitting in front of my tanning lamps here, it gets a little warm.
So just leave it open on the bottom, and then just the top part's covered all with the blanket.
I've thought about getting a green screen and doing it that way, but I don't know. I'm hoping this summer I'm able to get some bookshelves and actually put some stuff behind me to display some of my Halo stuff.
Very nice. I'll get a chance to redo all that stuff too for me. I still got to figure out how I'm going to lay out the man cave to fit everything where I want it, but that will be in a couple weeks, and we'll get that all figured out. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. For those on the live stream, for those that have downloaded us via iTunes or Google Play or whatever, thanks for tuning in. We will catch you all next week for Legacy of Onyx. Good night, everybody.